Well, hello guys, and welcome to another episode of UK Here We Grow. For once, it's a nice day. As you know, over the last sort of 9 weeks, we've had torrential rain here in Wales, especially in the South Wales valleys. And as a consequence, this meant that I haven't got to the plot as much as I'd like. And as you guys already know, we've already had loads of other stuff going on behind the scenes. It's also meant that things have really sort of progressed on the plot. Some things have gone over and other things have come to replace them and what have you. But it's time that we need to get some of this stuff out of the ground. For argument's sake, our onions are way overdue from being pulled out. But that's what's happened. So in today's episode, we're going to get around the plot and we're going to start harvesting some of the stuff and clearing away some of the weed that's come through and things in our absence over the last few weeks. There's been loads and loads of stuff going on behind the scenes, and last week you guys found out about the rebranding of the site and everything else. There's so many reasons behind this, but I'm already seeing that you guys have really sort of taken to it, and you're coming across the Facebook, Twitter and Google Plus groups. We have one other thing, another string to our bow, if you like, and that's going to be a brand new website that's being put together, by myself, Brian and Gemma. And this website is going to provide you with all sorts of stuff. At the moment, it's a work in progress. We already told you that we bought the .co.uk and the .com domain names. Well, today, guys, is the 1st of September, and we're officially going to launch this website today. So you're going to be able to go to UK Here We Grow, either .com or .co.uk, it's up to you, and you're going to be able to have a little look around, see what's going on. Like I said, it's a work in progress, but that will all sort of come with time. So without any further ado, we're going to get around the plot, see what we can harvest and take home today, and then we'll have a look at anything else that we want to. I do have one other little thing while we're here. As some of you guys on the Facebook group know, I took on an extra half plot at an allotment that's just opposite my house. Later on in the video, I'm going to actually show you how far away from the house it is, so you'll get to see that. Now, this allotment that we're on, which is my main allotment, is about 5 miles away from my home, and coming back and forth and everything else, and you all have seen in earlier videos about the challenges up here, should I say. But this new site, we're going to actually use it for our fruit bed, because Tina and the kids like to go and get some fruits and things like that for put in the kids' lunch boxes for school and things like this. It's an ideal place. They could just nip over, pick it, and job done, rather than having to come up here. So as things start going dormant, the red currant, black currant, white currants, the gooseberries, the blueberries, the raspberries, the strawberries, all of this sort of fruit, the rhubarb, things like that, are all going to be shifted over there. That's going to do a couple of things. It's going to make life easier over there for us, but it's also going to give us some more room on this site as well. Okay, so without further ado, let's get on with it. I hope you enjoy the episode. As you can see, guys, these onions, they should have been pulled a long time ago, and they should have been out on the bench drying. But what I want to do is lift a couple. I'm using a big spade because I don't want to damage the roots, and I've lost my small little trowel. So I'm just going to go in and lift them, and we're going to have a look to see how these have been doing. Well, I can't join my fingers around that, guys, so I'm taking that as a good bulb. Like I said, what we'll do now, we'll get this dried off. It's already started drying, but I'm well pleased with onions that size this year, guys. These ones were grown from a set, and I've been really lucky this year. I haven't had an onion that's bolted. So we'll lift some more now, and we'll have a look to see how they're all doing. Again, another nice onion. Get them cleaned off and dried off. Pull these leaves off that I started going over. It's funny, I was up here, excuse me sniffing, I'm picking up my girlfriend's cold. It's funny, I was up here about a week ago, and these were all still lovely and green. Look at the root system on that, guys. That is superb. You don't get, you know, a really good root system like that unless, you know, your onions are happy. That's a really good root system, really good sized bulb. Again, it hasn't gone to seed, so it'll be another good one for storing. I'm really happy, like I said, the way these have come out. We'll lift the third one now, and then we'll have a look at something else. But they all seem to have gone really well this year. No bolting. And we've got a couple of beds of these, guys, so take all that off. Again, look, another beautiful. Again, I can't quite get my fingers around that, so yeah, well chuffed, guys. So we've got some cracking onions. They should have been taken out long ago and dried, but I'm sure we'll be forgiven for that. Now, it's all well and good us having onions, you know, that we can harvest throughout the winter and things like that. But the other thing that we tend to use a lot of is things like brassicas. Now, we haven't had the best of years for brassicas. Our brassica cage got absolutely hammered with weed, and like I said, I haven't been here. There are brassicas in there, and we're going to go in now, and we're going to harvest one of those. But you may lose me in the weed because it's about 5 feet tall. I've really got to get in there and clear it out. So you're going to have to excuse that section. I haven't been in there. Originally I thought that most of my brassicas had died when we had that real dry spell. But it seems that a couple of these cabbage have pulled through. There's some kale and sprouts and things like that in there. I will clear it out, but today is about harvesting. So let's go and have a look at that. Alright, guys, I've cleared all the top growth out of here, and as you can see, the slugs have had a field day. So what we're going to do, we're going to cut these off and just have a quick look at what's going on with them. So I'm just using a little pruning saw because the stalks on a brassica are quite thick. There we go. Oh, there's a fair old weight on it, guys. Anyway, the outer leaves are eaten by slugs, but the heart is still there, as you can see on this one. So I think that you know, this one is quite good. We'll pull the outer leaves off. There's a good solid heart in there. So as you can see, let's have a look at the other one. It's a good old weight on that one anyway. Yeah, leaves are falling off this one, so it's starting to go over anyway. Oh, I'm going to pull some of these leaves off the back. Yeah, there's a slug in here now. Okay, get off. And there's that one, guys. So, excuse me knocking my microphone about. This is very heavy. Again, a nice heart, as you can see. I'm going to see if I can get a better pick for you. There we go. How's that, guys? A nice big heart and a nice big cabbage. So guys, what I love at this time of year is the fact that we're still getting fruit. You know, it's the 1st of September and look at this blueberry bush. It is absolutely jam-packed with blueberries that if you were to buy in a supermarket would cost you £3 or £4 for a little punnet. I mean, have a look at that, guys. It is absolutely superb. And they're so sweet. This year, for some reason, the birds have left them alone. But we've got a good box full of blueberries on here, and there are loads still to come. This has been a really good bush this year. But again, these are going to be transferred over to the other plot. Sorry, you're gonna have to excuse me eating these, guys. They are really nice. So, but as you can see, there's just bunches and bunches of blueberries on here, and I'm really happy with it. This one, again, it's done really well. So really happy with that, and we're still getting fruit. Raspberries as well, we're still coming on. So it's all good, guys. Okay guys, we're going to do a potato reveal now, but as you remember earlier on in the year when we were putting the potatoes out, we totally ran out of water for about 3 weeks and most of these potatoes died. But what we're going to do, I've left them as they were. It's rained and rained and rained here, but there's been hardly any sort of top growth on them, so I'm not expecting much out of them, and if there is anything in there, I'm expecting them to be full of scab and things like that. But we're going to have a look anyway. So first things first, I'm just going to pull off these holes. I would cut these normally, but I've left my secateurs at home. Okay, so a nice empty bucket here, and we've got a bucket here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to just tip it out and have a look what we got. Wow, look at this, guys. I weren't expecting potatoes like that. Bloody hell, that has really shocked me. So I haven't got my scales with me to weigh these, but I tell you what we're going to do is I will weigh them when we get home, and I will let you know what the amount was. Look at this, guys. Look at these spuds. Well, considering I wasn't expecting any potatoes at all, we've done really well. I forget the name of these. They're a cross between a rooster potato and a rooster potato and a sort of a normal spud. But they're a red skin but white potato inside. They're oh my god, these are so good spuds. I can't believe I've had this crop, considering. Look at this. Alright, we've got a bad one here. But saying that, mind, it's only a little bit by there. The rest of the spud, bit of scab on it, but the rest of the spud seems fine, so we can peel that and eat it anyway now. We just won't be able to keep it. Wow, look at this. I have never seen such good spuds. We got to be pushing close on about £10 here, guys, if not more. pull these roots out. I am well chuffed with this, especially considering the fact that we had such that we lost most of the crop. Oh, I'm saying we lost most of the crop. We lost most of the top growths due to a lack of water on them for 3 whole weeks when we had a really bad dry spell in June. So to have a something like that, this rain has obviously made a difference, and they've managed to hold on and pull back. But obviously you remember the amount of feed we put in these in the beginning, and if not, find the potato video. I'll put a link below in the description, and find the potato video. Well guys, I think that's it. I can't find any more in there, but let's lay them out. Oh, look at that for a cracking load of potatoes. There's not a huge amount of them, but what is there are huge. We've got 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. There's 18 spuds, but they are huge. Look at them. Brilliant for chips, boiling, baking, all sorts. That's the great thing about the roasted potato. It's really good for all sorts of things. Anyway, I think I'm going to do another bucket just for myself, but I won't bother put that on. So we've got these 18 potatoes. I'm going to keep these separate, and I'm going to weigh them at home, and we're going to see what we've got in weight out of this one bucket, because I'm chuffed to bits with that, guys. So I'm at home now, guys, and Tina's got the camera just to make life a bit easier. I got a carrier bag and our scales. I'm just going to just zero them off. Okay, so here's the spuds that we collected. I'm just going to give this bag an empty out, and we're going to put these in here, and we're going to give them a quick weigh. Now I'm estimating around 8 to 10 pounds here at the moment. There's them 2 small ones, look. Can't believe the size of these. It's absolutely awesome. So I'm well chuffed with them. That scabby one. Okay, so what I'm going to do now, I'm going to put the bag on here. Tina's going to do a zoom in for you guys, and hopefully you will see. Wow, look at that. Showing 15 pounds, guys. That is superb. I'm well happy that 15 pounds out of one bucket of spuds. And that, if you want to know what we put in them spuds, I'll put a link to the description of us potting these on. This bucket was one of the ones that managed to keep its foliage at the end of it. So after that dry period we had, but it wasn't looking that great, so I wasn't expecting great things out of it. But 15 pound out of one bucket, I'm well happy. Okay guys, so as you can see, we're still picking beans, and we've got some big ones, some smaller ones. I'm leaving some really big ones on that are going to seed, as you can see. And the smaller ones and things we're picking to take home to eat. And that's all we're doing with the beans. We've been doing it loads. We've still got flowers on here. But we need some of these for dinner and some to freeze. The rest will be left on the plant to go to seed. Now, ideally you want some nice small ones, and leave all the sort of big ones to go to seed. So that's what we're doing. We're taking the nice tender ones. I don't the tender ones are always nice and string free, so And the reason, like I said, we're leaving the big ones like this one for argument's sake is because I'm going to put this down and I'll explain to you now. With this one, if we to break this, see that string there, guys? See it? That doesn't make for good eating, okay? So, but if you leave them, those seeds there will continue to grow, and then you can plant them or dry them. In fact, we've got a really good article. Excuse me, sniffing. We've got a really good article on the Facebook group about drying beans, and that was put together by Brian Bastable, one of our admin. So it might be worth going over and have a look. Okay, or I believe he's also put it on the website as a how-to, so that may be worth having a look as well. So I'm going to continue picking a few more of these for dinner, and we will see what else we can pick up. As you can see, our corn is pretty much coming to a match. Okay, we grew it in the polytunnel this year, but as you can see, the tassels have died back. I'm going to have a look to see if there's anything in this one, and we'll decide what we'll do with the rest from there. So it's just a case of bending down and pulling off. Feels alright. Again, this polytunnel went without water for quite some time, so I got a feeling it's had an issue on the corn, but let's have a look, see what we got. Oh, look at that, guys. That's well good. Let's just chuck that in there. We just got a little bit on the top there, look. That doesn't have the corn in. But that seems to be not a bad cob to me. So there we are, look guys. Not bad at all. Nice yellow cob. Right, so we're going to pick a couple more and see how they look. That one's not ready. Some of them just don't look fat enough. I'm trying to do it without breaking the plants. There we are, guys. Another really good cob of corn. I'm a happy chappy. Well guys, you probably don't recognise this section of the plot, and that's because this is the new half plot I took over. What you'll see, as you can see, when I first took it over, it was loads and loads and loads of weed and stuff like that, and then over time I dug that out and got most of the weed out and things like that, and then I burnt all of that weed, and this is what you can see here is a massive mound of ash and bits of wire and everything else that hasn't burnt, which we'll get rid of. What I did though is I dug it all off, and then at the top we had you can see we had a big blackcurrant bush, there was a big dumping area that it was steel sheets that we wanted to get rid of, and we got that off. But now, as you can see down the bottom here, now we've dug down that bean row that's down there marks the end of this plot, and then it goes on into somebody else's plot down there. But this is a new plot, and what we're going to do with this plot is we're going to make a fruit garden out of it, as I was explaining earlier on. So this is it as it stands at the moment. You'll have to excuse all the mess here. This is that big mound of ash and stuff that didn't burn, okay, but we've dug it right down to there. We've just got around to that tarp there to dig. We got a couple of dandelion leaves coming back up, as you can see, which we'll dig out. We've obviously missed a little bit of root on them, but we'll keep this dug now. Now up here you will see that there's a load of planks and some black plastic, and this is where I was taking there was some raised beds here, which I'll show a picture of now in a second, and we're taking them out. This was one of them. As you can see, it's on a slant. They're not very good. The timber that they were using is full of nails sticking out. Look, they've just built this raised bed, and right along there was nails like that. So we started digging this one out, and what I've started to do, I've terraced off. As you can see right at the very top there, we've built some new compost bins, and those compost bins, you know, will make life a lot easier for us. We've brought one of the IBCs over, and then we've started to terrace off. So we've raised this level here. We've got a step up there, walkway for the compost area, and this will be black currant along here. This one will have red currant in, and again we've got a path there. Then it's quite a substantial drop then here. Look, it's three not scaffolding boards, but three decking boards there. We'll have another path along here, and then this bed will be something else, and we'll do that all the way down the plot. So it's going to be a tiered thing, but I didn't want it on a slope because it's hard to work when it's on slopes. But now we have flat areas in which we can walk and grow and things like that. So this is what I've been doing when I've not been at the other plot. As you can see, I've brought some of the slabs over that we had spare in the chicken plot and things like that. So this is going to be a work in progress, but this entire half will end up becoming our fruit area. So the blueberries that we saw earlier on will come over here, the gooseberries, the rhubarb, the red, black and white currants, the raspberries, the strawberries, you know, rhubarb, whatever else that they decide to grow will all come on this half plot. If we get some more room here to grow, then we may start looking at growing other stuff here. Anyway guys, this has been a really long episode. I'm sorry it's dragged on. Like I said earlier on, we're launching the new website today. It's a work in progress, so don't expect it to be awesome, but there is a fair bit of content there for you to have a look at, and get yourself across there and have a look. I'm sure you can guess it by now. UK, here we grow, and you can go .co.uk or .com and get across there. And don't forget the other groups as well, Facebook, Twitter and Google+. Come along and join them as well. There are links on the actual website for you to be able to do that also. Anyway guys, I hope you have a great day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.